The rugby world has never been short of legendary rivalries, but every now and then one of the game's biggest rivals delivers praise so powerful that it captures the attention of fans across the globe. That is exactly what has happened after former All Blacks captain Sam Cane made an astonishing admission about Springboks superstar Cheslin Kolbe, a player he now trains and competes alongside in Japan with Suntory Sungoliath. Throughout rugby history, supporters have passionately debated who deserves to be considered among the greatest players ever to step onto a field. Names such as Jonah Lamu, Richie McCaw, Dan Carter, Brian Habana, Martin Johnson, David Campese, Brian O'Driscoll, and many more have dominated those conversations. Now, according to one of New Zealand's most respected leaders, Cheslin Kolbe has earned the right to be mentioned in exactly that company. It is a statement that carries enormous weight because it comes from a man who has spent more than a decade competing at the very highest level of international rugby, facing the best players from every corner of the world. Sam Cane is not known for exaggeration. Throughout his career with the Chiefs and the All Blacks, he built his reputation on honesty, toughness, and leadership rather than dramatic headlines. That makes his comments about Kolbe even more remarkable. Speaking on the aftermatch with Kirsten Beeve, Stephen Donald asked the obvious question after watching the South African magician continue to amaze in Japan. Was Cheslin Kolbe the most ridiculous player he had ever seen in terms of footwork? Without hesitation, Sam Cane answered with complete confidence. Yes, definitely. While fans around the world already appreciate what Kolbe produces on match day, Cane explained that watching him every single week in training is an entirely different experience. According to the former All Blacks captain, television simply cannot capture the extraordinary level of skill that the Springbok winger displays every day behind closed doors. That insight alone is fascinating because elite professional players spend countless hours training together, and it is often in those sessions where teammates truly discover who possesses world-class ability. Cane admitted that he regularly witnesses moments that leave even experienced internationals speechless. He described Kolbe as someone capable of scoring tries that nobody else could even imagine attempting. Whether it is chipping over defenders, dancing through impossible gaps, or creating opportunities where absolutely nothing appears available, Kolbe consistently finds solutions that seem to ignore the laws of rugby. Even after watching him for 2 seasons at Suntory Sungoliath, teammates still shake their heads in disbelief before eventually laughing and saying it is simply another Cheslin Kolbe training try. Yet for Sam Cane, those moments never become ordinary. Instead, they reinforce his belief that the South African winger belongs among rugby's greatest ever players. One of the most remarkable aspects of Kolbe's game is that he achieves these incredible feats despite giving away significant size to almost every opponent he faces. Modern international rugby has increasingly become a contest dominated by power, massive athletes, and physical collisions. Many coaches have traditionally favored giant wings capable of overwhelming defenders with strength alone. Cheslin Kolbe has completely rewritten that script. Standing considerably shorter than many international backs, he has proven that balance, acceleration, agility, courage, and decision-making can be just as devastating as brute force. Sam Cane highlighted exactly that point, explaining that while many smaller players rely on throwing themselves fearlessly into contact, Kolbe combines exceptional bravery with extraordinary power and unmatched footwork. Whether making crucial tackles, disrupting rucks, contesting breakdowns, or launching breathtaking counterattacks, Kolbe refuses to allow his size to become a weakness. Instead, it has become one of his greatest strengths because defenders struggle to predict where he will move next. That ability has transformed him into one of the most feared attacking players anywhere in world rugby. Of course, fans hardly need reminding of what Cheslin Kolbe has already achieved wearing the green and gold jersey of the Springboks. He has played a central role in one of the greatest eras in South African rugby history under head coach Rassie Erasmus, helping the Springboks lift back-to-back Rugby World Cups while becoming one of the first names on the team sheet whenever South Africa enters a major tournament. His unforgettable performances have included spectacular tries, game-changing defensive interventions, towering catches despite his height, and moments of brilliance that have altered the outcome of the biggest matches on the planet. Whether facing the All Blacks, England, France, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Australia, or Argentina, Kolbe has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to rise when the pressure is at its highest. That consistency is one of the reasons Sam Cane believes he deserves recognition as one of rugby's all-time greats rather than simply one of the best players of the modern era. The respect becomes even more significant when considering the caliber of players Sam Cane has shared a dressing room with throughout his illustrious career. During his time with the Chiefs, he played alongside stars such as James Lowe and Tim "Nanai" Williams, while his years with the All Blacks allowed him to experience the brilliance of Will Jordan, Julian Savia, Corey Jane, Waisake Naholo, and numerous other world-class finishers. Few players in rugby history have spent so much time surrounded by elite outside backs. Yet despite witnessing all of that incredible talent firsthand, Cane still believes Cheslin Kolbe possesses something unique that separates him from almost everyone else. That is perhaps the strongest endorsement any player could receive. Praise from fans is expected. Praise from journalists is common. Praise from coaches often reflects tactical appreciation. But when one of rugby's toughest international captains declares that a longtime rival belongs among the greatest players ever, the rugby community pays attention. Interestingly, Sam Cane's admiration extends beyond Cheslin Kolbe alone. Since joining Suntory Sungoliath, the New Zealander has built close relationships with several members of the Springboks, including centre Jesse Kriel, while also gaining an even greater appreciation for South African rugby culture. International rivalries are famously fierce, particularly between the All Blacks and the Springboks, whose battles have defined generations of rugby excellence. Yet away from the intensity of Test rugby, those rivalries often evolve into deep friendships built on mutual respect. Cane revealed that South African players are among the most welcoming individuals in world rugby after international matches, creating an environment where fierce competitors quickly become friends once the final whistle has blown. He also singled out Siya Kolisi, describing how the inspirational Springboks captain consistently goes above and beyond for others, reinforcing why he has become one of the sport's most admired leaders both on and off the field. Those comments offer supporters a rare glimpse behind the scenes of professional rugby, reminding everyone that while players battle relentlessly during 80 minutes of Test rugby, enormous respect often exists between the game's biggest rivals. That mutual admiration has become increasingly important as more international stars compete together in club competitions across Japan, France, and England, allowing players to appreciate each other's professionalism on a daily basis rather than simply as opponents. For Cheslin Kolbe, hearing such extraordinary praise from Sam Cane will undoubtedly be another reminder of the legacy he is building. At just about every stage of his career, there were doubters who questioned whether someone of his stature could dominate the international game. He answered every criticism with performances that became increasingly spectacular. Under Rassie Erasmus, he evolved into one of the defining figures of the modern Springboks, inspiring teammates with relentless work ethic, fearless defense, and breathtaking attacking brilliance. Today, he is no longer simply viewed as an exciting winger capable of producing highlight reel moments. Instead, he is increasingly recognized as a complete rugby player whose influence stretches across every aspect of the game. When opponents begin describing you as one of the greatest players of all time, it is a sign that your reputation has transcended national loyalties. Sam Cane's comments also underline something much bigger about the current generation of Springboks. Led by Rassie Erasmus, captained by Siya Kolisi, and supported by world-class players such as Eben Etzebeth, Jesse Kriel, Handré Pollard, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Damien de Allende, Kurt-Lee Arendse, and Cheslin Kolbe, South Africa has built a squad admired not only for winning trophies but also for earning the respect of their fiercest rivals. That may ultimately become one of the defining characteristics of this remarkable era. Winning championships creates history, but earning admiration from opponents creates lasting legacy. As rugby supporters continue debating where Cheslin Kolbe belongs among the legends of the sport, one thing is becoming increasingly difficult to deny. When a former All Blacks captain who has competed against the greatest players of his generation confidently declares that the Springboks magician belongs among rugby's immortals, it is no longer just South African fans making the argument. It is one of New Zealand's toughest leaders acknowledging excellence when he sees it. Whether Kolbe eventually retires with more World Cup titles, additional international honors, or even greater individual achievements remains to be seen, but his extraordinary talent has already left an unforgettable mark on the sport. Judging by Sam Cane's remarkable assessment, rugby may already be witnessing one of the greatest players the game has ever produced, and if Cheslin Kolbe continues performing at this breathtaking level for both the Springboks and Suntory Sungoliath, there is every chance that future generations will look back on his career as one of the defining stories of rugby's golden era.